Good morning. It's Friday, February 26, 2021. I'm Dallas Thiessen, your FSPA Government Relations Manager, and this is your 2021 Florida Legislative Session preview. The Florida Legislature will begin the 2021 legislative session on March 2nd, 2021, and will work through April 30th. This year's legislative session will be abnormal because of limited access to the Capitol due to COVID-19 precautions and the extreme attention that the legislature will be devoting to the state budget in response to emergency COVID-19 spending in 2020. Even with an unusual session, there is a lot of opportunity for FSPA to advocate for swimming pool and spa industry through legislation. I will be covering FSPA's bills and some of the priority bills that we are monitoring, and FSPA's position on those bills. You can find the written legislative preview in the March edition of the Florida Pool Pro. The stated FSPA positions on legislation are discussed and voted on by the FSPA Board of Directors. SB 338 by Senator Gruters will give swimming pool and spa contractors an exemption to allow the hiring of subcontractors who do not have state or local subcontractor license. This is the same exemption that the Florida home builders have, known as the Jim Walters exemption. This bill will not eliminate the swimming pool specialty subcontractor licenses. In the last legislative session, the bill passed the House of Representatives but was held in the Senate Rules Committee. Rep. McClure will be filing the House version of this bill. FSPA supports this bill. HB 3395 by Rep. Fetterhoff and Senator Wright is a $200,000 appropriations request for FSPA's nonprofit, Florida Swims, to support the expand the existing childhood Learn to Swim programs in Broward, Hillsborough, Volusia, Manatee, Miami-Dade, Pasco, and Pinellas counties. The goal with this appropriation is to identify and multiply the effectiveness of childhood Learn to Swim programs that have the potential to be scaled up to statewide implementation. This is the first step in FSPA's goal to ensure that every child in Florida has the opportunity to learn to swim before they enter kindergarten. FSPA supports this bill. HB 7 and SB 72 by Rep. McClure and Senator Brandeis aim to limit the liability for businesses due to COVID-19 infections and damages. The bill sets several procedural requirements to bring a suit for COVID-19 infections and raises the level of negligence needed to show fault. FSPA supports these bills. HB 1169 and SB 332 by Rep. Stevenson and Senator Perry increase the penalties for unlicensed contracting by pinning the degree of the offense to the value of the unlicensed contract. Offenses worth $1,000 or less will be charged as a misdemeanor. Offenses between $1,000 and $20,000 will be charged as a third-degree felony. Offenses between $20,000 and $200,000 would be charged as a second-degree felony, and offenses between over $200,000 would be charged as a first-degree felony. FSPA supports these bills. HB 21 and SB 270 by Rep. Andrade and Senator Perry would require potential plaintiffs in construction defects case to exhaust all warranty claims before filing construction defects lawsuit. FSPA supports these bills. HB 471 and SB 344 by Rep. Rizzo and Senator Manny Diaz are an extreme set of bills that would sunset all professional licenses in the state of Florida at staggered dates, unless the legislature reauthorizes the licensing statutes. Under these bills, construction contracting licensing would sunset on July 1st, 2025. The goal of these bills is to force the legislature to re-examine existing professional licensing statutes in Florida. The FSPA Government Affairs team reached out to both authors. FSPA opposes these bills. SB 268 and HB 735 by Senator Perry and Rep. Harding would eliminate local occupational licensing by preempting the creation and enforcement of occupational licenses by cities and counties. Under these bills, the state of Florida would be the only occupational licensing authority for most trades. FSPA supports these bills. SB 902 and HB 463 by Senator Rodriguez and Rep. Roach would create an exemption from Department of Health oversight for community pools serving homeowners associations of less than 32 single-family parcels. The FSPA Government Affairs team will be meeting with the bill authors and express our concerns with limiting Department of Health oversight from HOA community pools, and we'll meet with other interested parties. FSPA opposes these bills as written. That's all for this week. We are looking forward to a very productive legislative session. Make sure that you are following all of FSPA's social media channels and are checking your email for weekly legislative updates throughout the legislative session. And as always, please feel free to contact me directly with any government affairs questions or concerns. I can be reached at dallas@floridapoolpro.com or at 941-952-9293 extension 113.